Oh, Doomet. Here comes that milk addict brat baby Pac-Man babes. If you thought we were done with covering both Pac-Man and the Atari 7800, then think again, because we kinda got what we wanted, that the Pac-Man collection lacked. It has been a good full 40 years ever since the original arcade game was released against Namco's wishes, and we finally have a home port of this fusion of classic Pac-Man and good old pinball and its balls of steel. We know that Namco refuses to admit the existence of this child and Junior Pac-Man, but of course, we don't care if you want to pull off a Heihachi from Tekken and toss these Pac kids on a cliff, because their games are still worthy of being as official as Miss Pac-Man if you ask us. Not even the Pac Store could offer those weird but lovable Japanese chicks a piece of this interesting and well-made arcade pinball game. And yes, we get it, the game is very hard to find, and even if you do find it, it may not even work anymore, due to how both the video game and pinball part communicate with each other, in a similar way a game by Rare would keep constant communication with a Nintendo 64. We are not sure however, is it was intentionally done to avoid piracy, since Rare did it to prevent piracy and so on. The artwork on the actual arcade is truly perfect, every corner has something interesting to see or read, but sadly, there is simply no way of adding all of that onto the subject matter of today. Don't go away though, cause it is still an interesting game. If there is something that MAME won't give you easily, is the pinball portion of the game. This version manages to replicate that almost perfectly, in a bad way. These pinball physics are annoying sometimes, but that's not the developer's fault. They are good in accuracy, but they are bad when it comes to how the ball would behave in the real pinball version. The video game portion is awful, if you don't care much about pinball. The game was purposely designed to force you to play the pinball part, so you can have power pellets, that the game refers to as energizers. To get power pellets, you must hit the ball on the upper center part of the pinball table. Good luck trying that though, because sometimes this is near impossible to do. Even if you hit the ball hard, you may or may not reach that stupid bloddy thing. The ghost AI is relentless, they will always find ways to corner and sandwich you. And because there is no power pellet in the mazes, this is why you need to play the pinball part, so you can stand a chance, and the reason why playing the game on MAME just plain stinks a baby Pac-Man poopy diaper. We will never understand why these Pac-Man games are so hard despite having a very young protagonist. And yes, we know you can make the pinball part of the arcade original work with PinMAME and Visual Pinball X, but we just don't like the view that you get. Why not make it more like how MAME would handle a player choice 10 game, by being able to change screens the same way you can toggle screens on a player choice 10 game, or Nintendo Super System game. If MAME was able to handle the pinball part the same way this Atari 7800 version does, then it would totally be worth playing on MAME. But believe it or not, this is not the first time MAME manages to disappoint us. Would you believe that MAME won't play the legendarily controversial Death Race by Exidy or Pole Position? So yeah, MAME sadly cannot do much for you on those cases. Overall, Baby Pac-Man is fun. Namco should definitely find a way to bring these almost forgotten Pac classics back. And also, for all of you Pac hackers out there, please make Hello Pac-Man / Pac-Man 2 have support for the Super Nintendo mouse or the Super Scope. We will never understand why nobody thought that would make the game more exciting. Then again, the same could be said about how that game was never ported to any PCs of the time. Although we also don't get why they called that game Pac-Man 2, aside from being a dirty trick to make people buy the game.
Oh shit.